All right, that is the timer up, and we are good to go. So, welcome to everybody who's here. We are now on episode 3 of the Temple of Elemental Evil Worlds Without Number game, where I run Martin solo through this crazy endeavor. So just do a quick recap. Last time, it was pretty combat heavy. Griff decided to basically clear out the entire first part of that dungeon, the top floor. He did it in a very interesting way. I believe I've had my first ever fade to black murder sequence where Martin met with some bandits, talked his way out of it, sort of became chummy with them, and then decided to poison them all and poison himself at the same time to sort of sell the bit, and just left his hirelings to slit all their throats and drag their bodies out. It was a very interesting way to go about it, and I thought it was great. Especially since we started off the session with Marn getting shot in the head and going down, or chest, or wherever you got shot. So it was a good turnaround after that. Outside of that, yeah, you clear out some areas, found lots of treasure. The big thing, so I am using a experience system that I grabbed off of Reddit for Silver for XP, because I believe there's not really one in the game for that. And Martin, with all the stuff he grabbed in the last session, actually leveled up twice, so he's now level 3. That will taper off now, because level 4 is quite a bigger jump. The first 2 levels aren't that big, but right now, Griff is a bit of a beefier character. We did all that calculation off-stream, because that's sort of, the boring math stuff and all that, and all the calculations. But I think, was there anything else I really missed there? I mean, is there anything that you want to add, Martin, that you think it was important?
I think that's all good, really. Griff's got quite a lot of things that he's planning on doing, so a few little kind of loose ends to tidy up. So,
ooh, yeah. Or he makes a good point. He wants to know what foci you took.
Oh, good question. So I went for Sniper's Eye.
Ooh.
Griff is yeah, he likes doing things from a distance if he can, using his mouth rather than his fist. So yeah, Sniper's Eye.
Yeah, so that foci is basically just lets him do execution attacks a little bit better with an extra 3d6 instead of 2. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And also, you just got a bunch of skill points because you're an expert. You got basically 8 skill points total, and put those all into different skills. So you're also quite a bit better. Probably the nicest thing is that you now have 11 hit points instead of the 5 you had before. Had some good rolls there, because that was that. I think you got shot once. I think it was the one hit on the entire party of the game, and it took you down immediately. And so
yeah,
it's probably for the best that you have that. But so now we find ourselves in Hamlet. Basically, all that selling and all that sort of stuff happened when he got into town the night of getting back from the Moathouse. We are now in the next morning. A Griff has gone up. You are in the beckoning bench. You grabbed yourself some breakfast. What would you like to do, Griff?
So, what he's going to have to do is pay his hireling. So I'm keeping some accounting notes here, by the way. So, yeah, he needs to pay his hirelings for the second day as well. I've just made a note of that. So, yes, let it not be said that Griff is not a pedant.
Totally. And don't forget, you only need to pay 4 days of adventuring. As long as if you don't go out, you don't need to pay them that day. If you guys are just doing whatever, there's no there's no on-call schedule here or anything like that where they're But yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So Griff is I think he's going to start by going to the trading post. He's got an awful lot of silver and stuff, and yeah, his armor class is not ideal, so I think he could do with maybe a slightly better armor and some shields, or a shield.
Perfect. Okay. I'll switch over to the Village of Hamlet map here. Cool. I do have a numbered one. I actually need to switch to that one because this one's obviously not great without numbers to really tell you where things are. But you head over to the trading post, which is in full swing right now. All the merchants are out putting out all their gear, all their merchandise, and that sort of thing. There is the pen where there's livestock. You see Rowan, who, as you know, is the sort of horse and livestock salesman and keeper. And you also see two other merchants. There's one tall one. He looks like he's probably like in his 50s. And you also see a plumper, fatter man who's a bit shorter than him. In the other one, they seem to be like the three main merchants here. That you can tell. Every once in a while, you'll see there's like a few maybe different traveling merchants that have come through and sort of just set up their wares. But right now, it's just these three, and you see an assortment of everything from wine and rations to armor and all that sort of stuff. One thing you do know as well is that if you do need to get armor made to fit you, if you need anything specific, there is a blacksmith in town. But right now, it seems like if you're just buying some basic stuff, this looks like a good place to just grab whatever you need.
Yeah. So Griff's after some armor and also some sort of adventuring, dungeoning bits. So I don't know which of the two traders is looking like he's better equipped for that.
Yeah, it looks like the taller gentleman looks like he has a lot of sort of stuff.
So Griff will do that thing where he's going to sort of wander casually by and just, have a look. Is he interested? Isn't he? Probably not. Walk off, come back again. Browsing, and good morning. Many takers for the armor you got there.
And he says, "Oh, welcome. Yes. I mean, there's a few takers here and there, but still early in the morning. I'm sure by noon, most of this armor will be gone from some of the new adventurers that have come through in town. So you might want to grab it while you still can."
Well, I don't know. I'm hearing there's a lot of action on the road, so I wouldn't be surprised if you don't get that many here today. But who knows? And he's going to pick up something he's not interested in, so he's going to pick up a bit of plate.
Okay, yeah. He says, "Oh, plate. You must be quite the well endowed man." He sort of smirks at his sort of double entendre there. He's just like, "Would you would you be interested in fitting or?"
Well, I don't know. I mean, what was a suit like this cost? I mean, I've got 50 on me.
Ooh, it's gonna be a little bit more than that, sir. I'm sorry. That's quite good plate there, and Kostor gives it like a big sort of rap with his knuckles. He says, "This is good stuff. That's quite a bit more than 50. I'm afraid."
Yeah, I mean, what does something like that go for?
Let's see here. I meant to get the equipment page open. Where is it? So, okay, here it is. So he says, "Well, for you, my good sir, that there is some fantastic plate armor, though you can tell it's probably a little bit too big for you. Obviously, plate armor is something you probably want to get fitted." Yeah. He says, "Right there, that's probably about 2,300 silver pieces, it's fantastic quality. You can tell by this," and then he sort of points to, like, the joints and the different belts and, like, the high quality steel here, and here, as you can tell, it's all been perfectly made to fit the suit, to fit the person who wears it very, very well."
Oh, good God. Yeah, okay. And he's going to put it back very gingerly. It's lovely. Have you got any cheaper armor?
"Oh, yes, of course." And he sort of brings you over to one of the other tables. And there's like a big chest there, as well as some stuff laid out like on mannequins. He says, "We have this here, and he points out to different coats and heavy sort of leathery kind of armors, and hide armor, some scale mails, and that sort of thing. And yeah, so he sort of points out to a bunch of different ones. He says this one here would go for a nice 70 silver pieces. Which one are you looking for again, Martin? Or are you in the market for?
So he's actually looking for pierced armor, but
for pierced armor, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that pieced armor? What's that? Is that just like a bunch of different pieces?
Sorry, I keep reading pierced.
Perfect. No, it's all good. I read pierced as well. I was like, what? Isn't pierced armor? That sounds like the exact kind of armor you don't want to buy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, pieced armor.
Hand. It's already used, and he's slightly shot through with arrows.
Yeah, exactly. There's still blood from the last person who was wearing it. It's like, no, it's very good, trusty. So he says, yes, this has come in on one of the latest shipments. As you can tell, it's made up from a few different great high quality pieces. You can tell that this armor that he points out, does seem to be decent quality, though it really has probably been made by somebody not super talented, maybe some sort of like apprentice blacksmith or that sort of thing. There's lots of different parts of different types of metal you can tell from the different
Yeah.
qualities. Overall, it's fine. He says this one will go for 120 silver pieces. As you can tell, all the parts that you want protected are well protected. As he sort of points like where the heart is, he points to like on the thighs and that sort of thing, where it's like all sort of like the big parts are pretty well encompassed with some proper armor. But this is definitely not, I wouldn't say bottom barrel, but this is like middle of the road kind of armor. And very strange looking. It has a weirdly nice aesthetic to it. Like I said, it's made up of a few different colors. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it looks nice. I mean, it looks like somebody's repaired it a couple of times. Look, you got a bit of, is that a bit of bronze in there? Bit of copper, maybe, as well as
Yes.
some steel.
Oh,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
eye, good eye. Yes, it is. It's there's even probably a few little bits of gold and silver here as well. As he sort of points to he's pointing to parts, and like you are really having to squint to see what he's pointing at.
Mm.
He says, "Yes, it's a very well made, put together, unique armor. I'd say. I feel like if you wear this, nobody will forget who you are."
No, perhaps not for the right reasons, but yeah, I don't know. And I was sort of in the market for a shield as well, just a little one. Didn't want anything too big.
Oh yes, and we have a number of shields, and he sort of points to like one like a round sort of shield, like sort of like a Viking style shield. He sort of points to like a kite shield. He points to a few different ones. You see some massive ones, like big sort of tower shields and stuff as well, but he sort of shows you just the section of the smaller ones, and all coming in different ranges of colors and stuff. Some are wood, some are metal. And he says these are all about around the same amount for about 25 silver pieces.
25, right, right. Well, the theory was if I get one of these little ones, you see, just one of the tiny ones I can stick on my arm, then I can put my arm over the bit where the metal's missing on the armor, where it's obviously fallen off at some point.
Oh
Um,
yes, yeah.
bit of
You must be a master tactician. Yes, that would be perfect if you do that. You would be perfectly well armored against any kind of threat, my good man.
yeah. So what about both together then? Because a bit of a discount, and I mean, like, as I say, I'm using the shield to kind of make up for the holes in the other one there.
Hmm. He sort of like just sort of scratches his chin a little bit, sort of thinks. Do you want to give me a trade check,
Yes.
or even a
Uh,
convince, whichever one you think would work better
oh,
for you?
I think trade's probably the more honest one. So with intelligence, I'm guessing.
Yeah, intelligence or wisdom, whichever you prefer.
Let's go. Definitely intelligence because we've got a +1 on
Ooh.
that one. So that's a not
So
brilliant
6,
6.
yeah. So that's a little bit. That's a pass for a lower check, but he says, "Ooh, these are good armors, sir. And as you know, a lot of caravans have been hit lately. You know, these are kind of hard to come by right now." Um,
Oh, I look like a caravan.
I think the total that he'd want for both would be 145.
Yeah.
Before anything. Um, he says, best I can do is 140 silver pieces.
Okay. Okay. Um, I'm after a mirror, just a little one as well. See around corners, that sort of thing, and some of them little iron spikes and something to tapping. No, I can't talk tonight, and something to tap them in with as well, like a little hammer.
Yeah. Um. So, let's see here. So we got a mirror for 10 silver pieces. That's 15. So, he says total between a hammer, some iron spikes, and a mirror. He says I'll give you a great deal, 20 silver pieces for the for a bundle of spikes, a hammer, and a mirror.
Hmm. Oh, go on then.
Yes, you'll
Go
take
on
that.
then.
Are you...
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that's 160 altogether, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he starts putting these sort of together. Did you pick out which kind of shield you wanted? What did you want? More like the more round sort of Viking
Yeah,
style
just
one, or did you want like the kite one?
I've no idea what shields are or what Viking shields like, but what he's after is kind of one that's
More
about
like a
the size of a
buckler, just
dinner
like a
plate.
smaller one that you'd have
Yeah,
on. Yeah,
buckler.
okay, yeah,
That's it. Yeah,
yep. So it's good. Like he probably has one that's probably a little bit bigger than a buckler, but yeah,
yeah.
he's sort of used as sort of a round kind of one. I'm also, as you can tell by me saying the Viking style, that I am also not super well versed in shields. Everything I know is from media.
Right.
And yeah, so he sort of puts that on down. He puts it next to the armor. He grabs the hammer, mirror, and spikes. He sort of all just puts it together in a pile on the table. He says, "Anything else, sir?"
Well, I tell you what. I mean, this is obviously he points to the armor again. This has obviously been well used before. You can tell because of the different bits. Your bronze and your copper, and well, you say gold and silver, but I say bronze and copper. Would you be interested in taking me buff coat in part exchange?
Hmm. Yeah, he looks it over. Um, he says, "Yeah, yeah. I'll give you. It looks like it's still in pretty good quality. There's not too many holes, and obviously I can tell from the restitching it's been done by a good, good tailor.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I'll give you 25 silver pieces for it."
Okay, okay. Um, well, that makes 135 for everything there in exchange for that. Yeah, okay, okay, he says.
Ah, good man. And he takes your coat from you or your armor.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It's been interesting, he says.
Anything
And
else I can provide, sir?
I don't suppose you've got any healing potions. I mean, I was going to head over to the church again, but I don't know.
Unfortunately, I'm all out of stock on those.
No, no problem, no problem. Well, I shall bid you a good day, sir.
Absolutely, thank you, sir. I hope to see you again. Just so you know, my name is Ranos. If you ever need to come here again, I'd be happy to provide you with more excellent products.
Ranos. And do you do like a loyalty system? So for adventurers that survive and keep coming back for more, do you know, as you get to know people, you treat them
Absolutely.
fair?
If you
I mean, I've
become
not been hard on you, have I?
well, if you become a good customer of mine, I could always, perhaps throw you a discount here or there. It's
Yeah.
always good. You come to me with some stuff you want to sell before anybody else. Give me a good deal. Maybe we can help each other out.
Well, what sort of thing are you, do are you looking for? Sought after stuff, you know?
Well, if you find any particular unique weapons in your travels, I might be able to give you a good price for them.
You're not interested in like some good quality snake skin or that sort of
Hmm.
stuff?
Actually, they could go for. Well, it depends. Yeah, actually, I think if you have any, I'd be happy to look at it, give it a good look, see if it's
Well, I
worth anything.
don't at the minute, but I might know where I can get some. Yeah.
Absolutely, feel free to come back to me. That's I'd be happy to do more business with you.
No, good to meet you, Ranos.
Yep, and he sort of just bids you farewell as you grab your gear and head off.
Cool. So Griff now has a better AC. Let's just get rid of the buff coat. So he now has an armor class of 16 with a shield. So
Ooh,
yeah,
nice. So now you can
slightly
take
harder to
more
kill.
hits and hopefully get hit less.
Yes. So I think the next thing we'll do the shopping stuff first. So I think he's going to nip over to the church and see if he can get any more healing potions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you go to the church, and let's see here. I actually wrote down his name this time.
Aha.
Uh, yeah. So you go over towards the church, and you see the same guy you talked to before, the sort of chief cleric. His name is Turjon, which is spelled Terjon. Um, and he says, "Oh, it's nice to see you. Nice to see you again, Griff. I'm glad that you have not met any sort of grisly fate in your travel so far, like some of the others I've met in the last few days. Uh,
Oh, still in one piece.
yes. What can I do for you?
Well, and still in one piece thanks to one of your very fine healing potions. I was just wondering if you had any more sort of lying around.
I do. However, I only have 2 left. I've sort of gone through my stores, and it takes a little while to actually get them, created. Giroux helps me with creating some of them as well. I
Ah,
think he's fully out as well, unfortunately, but I can spare
ah,
2 to give you. I believe he won. I think they were what 50 silver pieces last time.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think he says I know not to do this to you, but I think the price has gone up to 75, just because of the recent demands for them.
Okay. I mean, I would hasten to point out that we did dispatch the entire group of bandits in the Moathouse. So, I mean, we are trying to do, right for the village.
Yeah. Do you want to give me a convince?
Yeah. Ooh,
Ooh, nice. 13.
13.
He says, "Oh yes, I think I heard something about that from I think one of your companions that was there with you has been talking about your great triumph against some of the bandits over there. Okay, how about 60 silver pieces per bottle?
Well, I'm not going to complain. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and he goes over to the
That's,
same box, grabs out 2 red vials, and passes them over to you.
why are these things always red?
I don't know. It's something about the herbs that we use. It's very strange, you know. In a way, they almost look kind of evil too. If you know the whole red, bright, and everything. So, I'm sure
Yeah, I
there's some
would have.
potions out there that you don't want to drink that are the same color. So be careful out there.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have thought a nice green or something, or maybe a calming blue, but no, they're always bloody red. But well, I mean, um, anything I can do for you, perhaps in return for future healing potions?
He says, hmm. Well, actually, right now I don't have anything, but I'll keep you in mind. Obviously, from what I've
Hmm.
heard, you're a competent person, and as you were speaking earlier, there is some more stuff going on in town. I don't know what it is. I think we talked about before, but I just have this feeling something is going on in the village. And since you're not
Right.
somebody from here, I might take you up on that offer, but please obviously be discreet. He's sort of like, as he said, it's like his voice is lowered, so that they're like any congregates that are in the church don't hear you. Um, and yeah, he says, I might actually require services soon. I
Hmm.
can't divulge anything right now, but I'll get back to you.
I'll yeah, I mean, I'll pop by in a couple of days, 3 days, something, and yeah, maybe we can catch up again.
Sounds good.
Hopefully, I'll still have some of these left. Uh, well, okay, must be getting on. Time's money and all that.
Yep, he bids you a farewell, and you head off. One thing as well, Martin, just because I don't like to repeat too much,
Yeah.
but one thing that you have noticed a lot while walking through town, even though you've had some good, because of your foci and just your general disposition, people you talk to seem to like you well enough. I would say I have a few people who are rude here and there, but you do still get the feeling that you do have eyes on you at all times, so that people are watching you from fields, not like Children of the Corn thing where everybody's just sort of staring at you like like body snatchers, but more just that sort of small town thing of somebody we don't know is here, and you stand out a lot more than other people.
Yeah.
But you do notice at the same time other adventures that you might pass seem to get the same kind of attention, unwanted or just not hostile, just wary.
Yeah. So he walks past the river, the mill stops turning, and the
Yeah.
bird. Yeah.
A little kid runs up to
Hmm.
you and says like 5 days and runs off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So he's also curious to see what Giroux had, not Drew, but Giroux
Yeah. Yeah, for everybody in the
had for
chat,
him.
his name is spelled Jaroo. It's not Drew like Drew. It's not a real name. It is, of course, a made up fancy name that he has. Just in case I say it sounds like Drew, I thought it was funny where it's a much sillier name than. But yeah, so Drew, if you want to go see him, you're absolutely able to go to his grove and
Yeah.
chat with him. Um, yeah, so you make your way further way towards the grove. Now this time it's during the day, and it's quite a bit nicer and more welcoming. You get a sense of nice calm. The smell of flowers and shrubbery is very strong here. It's different from a lot of the smell of a lot of the cattle and livestock that the town has, as well as just the general not so nice smells that mingle in a small town. And Jeru is there. You see him at one of his little garden areas. It looks like he's just pruning some bushes. And he hears your footsteps and turns around. He says, "Oh, how'd that potion I gave you work? Did you find sleep
Uh,
afterwards?"
yeah, perfect. Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Set me off, set the others off as well, and Elmo did his thing, and Homlet is now free of well, certainly the bandits that were in the Moathouse.
Oh, I did not realize that's what its use is for. Well, congratulations, sir. I'm glad you were able to use it for the benefit of Hamlet. I thought you were just having trouble because of the nightmares, that a lot of people tend to have around
Ah,
these parts.
no, no, it was all good. They won't be having nightmares again. Elmo saw to that.
Hmm. He kind of gives you kind of a quizzical look at that sort of very grim statement. He
Hmm.
says, "What can I do for you, sir?"
Well, last time I was here, you said you wouldn't mind seeing me again. You had
Oh,
something for
yes.
me.
Correct. Actually, yeah, I have a favor to ask of you. Though it's
Ah,
not quite this moment, but well, obviously, I heard about I heard about, like you said, with your little so far your little escapade into the Moathouse, and it seems like already from you that it's been quite successful. I could use somebody like you who can take care of themselves. I have a few druids, a few younger ones who are coming to the grove to help out. There's well, he sort of goes and sits down. He says he just sort of asks you to sit down next to him. I've come here because I do believe that there is something happening in these lands. I do believe something. I just get this feeling that the earth is becoming more corrupted. And that old temple up north, there's something happening there. I don't know if you
ah,
know its history at all. I won't bore you with it too much. But you should know that, well, there was a great sort of evil there at one point. Though it wasn't
right.
actually destroyed, it was just sealed. And that was many years ago, but I can't shake the feeling that, I don't know, something's growing there. I don't know for sure, but I've asked some of the other druids back where I come from, back in our old sort of grove in that old forest, for some extra help. Problem is, they've gone against my wishes of having the younger druids who are coming to help me out come by road, and instead are coming by river, which means that they'll be coming through Nulb. And I don't know if you've heard about
Ah,
Nulb at all, but it is not exactly a well, it's not exactly a nice place, especially for some young druids. They're gonna be here in
right.
a week. That their barge is supposed to arrive in Nulb in a week. Um,
Okay.
as you know, Nulb is the small town up north, full of sort of river pirates and ne'er do wells and criminals, and it's just basically like right next to where the old temple is. That's what everybody knows. And he just asks, when they get here in a week's time, would you be able to, with you and whatever group you have, find them and escort them back here?
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds, yeah, sounds good. I just, so hang on, sorry, just to roll back there a minute. So this temple, it's not just a bandit problem you got. There's something inside.
Well, nobody really seems to believe me on this. Most people just think it is just bandits, which I don't know if they're related or not. Bandits have definitely become bigger in the area, but so have other creatures that have also appeared. Now,
Right.
as a man of the world, I'm sure that's not exactly a unique thing to this region, but the frequency of it is what concerns me, and I personally believe there's a connection, even if nobody else does. Um, and I'm
Ah,
just trying to get
right.
some extra help so I can try and confirm and perhaps get more things in motion.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. And you're, I mean, what sort of risk do you think? Because it's good to go forearmed and all that. So forewarned is forearmed. What sort of problems are you expecting for your acolytes coming through Nulb?
Well, truth be told, people in Nulb will take advantage of anybody and anything that they can. They're a
Oh,
despicable group of people up there. Um, I'd like to say that robbing them is the worst they would do, but there are many more things that they are capable of. And I'm hoping a band of well armed warriors might, at least,
Oh, I see.
even if you have to pay your way out of there, which I'd be happy to reimburse you for, it would be yeah, it's a dangerous place. There's nothing magical there that'll hurt you. The people there are much darker than any magic I've come across, and I would just be very wary. And so
Right.
far,
So
I asked the militiamen to help me out, but they've been too busy dealing with the caravan attacks, as well as the bandit sightings and everything, that they haven't been able to actually spare the people for me.
So you're just looking for basic protection from the locals, but you're saying they're a fairly rowdy mob.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Okay. Okay.
As well as
Yeah.
the dangerous travel back down south here is also
Yeah.
has troubles of its own.
I'm sure we can help you with that. That's not a problem.
Fantastic. I really appreciate this, and I am not to not to go off too pompous, but I am on the town council, and if you do this for me, it's I'll make sure to put in a good word for you with any I'm not exactly a bad person, no, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely. And Turgeon was saying you were a good source of healing potions, but just not today, apparently.
Yeah, so while I help him out, he has his own parts. He has his own
Yeah.
healing that we sort of work together on making them. It does take a lot of resources to make them, but they are useful. And of course, if you do this for me, I don't have much in the way of money, but I'd be happy to heal you and anybody in your party for a much lower price than normal. If you do this favor for me.
Much appreciated.
And in terms of mechanics of that, Martin, if you get really fucked up and you need a physician to get rid of certain tags that might happen, Giroux will count as a physician for that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, for those moments.
Well, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate you on your fine shrubbery you have here. There's some fantastic bushes, and I'm not an expert, but it's looking damn good if you ask me.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, I'm hoping we'll be able to actually grow a lot more and make it thrive a lot more once the acolytes are here and can help attend to this with me.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they'll do a great job, and we can help you get them there. So, right. Well, I better be getting on. Got things to do and all that.
Perfect. Yep. What do you want to do next, Martin?
So, is there anyone in the village that's likely to be able to identify these 4 arrows of fantastic quality?
Yes. Yeah. The wizard at the tower.
Okay. Oh, that's convenient. So, Griff wanted to go and see Rufus anyway.
Yeah. And Burn is the name of the wizard who's also there. Yeah. So, do you want to talk with Rufus first and then talk to Burn, or what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Gonna get his compulsory 20 minutes wait, I suspect, outside the front of the tower.
Yeah. So you head back to that tower. And you talk to the guards. Same sort of rigmarole. They see you, and they sort of arrange a meeting with Rufus. And you make your way over to Rufus into his office. And he says, it's you again. What can I do for you?"
Well, I just wanted to let you know, thank you for the loan of Eidos, or Eidos. I can't.
Yeah,
I
Eidos.
see some of these names, you know. Very capable lad. Thank you very much. So, yeah, good guy. I'm going to pay him anyway because it's a fair thing to do. But appreciate you sending him along. And no doubt he told you that we cleared the bandits out.
Yes, no, I heard from him himself. I asked him how you fared as a person using some of my resources, and he said you did great. Said you treated the men properly, and you dealt with the bandits in a very unorthodox way. Though you dealt with them all the same, and yes, it's been noticed.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, was there a reward available? I think was it Elmo mentioned there was a reward available?
Well, there is definitely a reward for those ones there. He says he sort of points out that Eidos mentioned how many were dead. And I think he does mention though, however, Eidos did mention there was still quite a bit more to that Moathouse that needed clearing out. So perhaps if you do clear out that Moathouse, there is a bigger reward there. But in the meantime, for dealing with those bandits, and this is all going off of the honesty that Eidos did not lie or exaggerate facts. Here is 30 silver for all those dead.
Ah, well, yeah, thank you very much. And I'm sure we'll be able to complete the job for you.
Of course, and like I said, we'd be happy to provide you with proper compensation for dealing with them. I've
Hmm.
already lost several men and resources to some of the bands especially in that part of the area. So, any sort of help with that will be greatly appreciated. You can tell his
No
tone's a little
problem.
more relaxed with you. It's not quite as stern as last time. It's still not. I would never say warm when it comes to Rufus, but you definitely get the feeling that he has at least a budding respect for you now that you've actually, proven yourself to not just be all talk like most adventures that come through here are. The fact that you actually came back at all is already a pretty big achievement.
Hmm. I had a couple of other questions for you. Nothing. I'm not asking for anything. You understand? The guard always sort of makes me wait 20 minutes before I come in. Is there like some sort of, I don't know, priority word, something that I can use to convey that I don't need the wait, just need to come and see you?
He says, "Well, I'm just a very busy man, and
Oh,
you
I'm
know,
sure you are.
I'm taking time on my day. So usually that 20 minutes or 15, how long it takes is just me getting my stuff together or finishing up whatever job I'm doing. Um, you know,
Right. Okay.
it might turn out being an hour here or there once in a while. So,
Okay. Point taken. Yes. All right, no problem. And but is Burn around? That's his name, isn't it?
yes, Burn is around. He's up on the top floor. Did you want to speak with him?
I recovered some interesting items, and I was wondering if he wouldn't mind taking a quick look for me.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that shouldn't be a problem. And he's like, but I hope you don't mind waiting 25 minutes. He's usually quite busy as well, but I'm sure be happy to see you, especially after hearing a little bit about your first little foray into the Moathouse. I'll get one of the
No.
guards to go speak with him.
Lovely, thank you. Do you have a waiting room somewhere with some, I don't know, maybe a nice beer there or something?
There's no alcohol allowed in the tower.
Oh, okay,
And
never
he
mind.
sort of he points you to an area. He says, "You just follow that man up there, and Rufus will get you in a second." Um, and so you just follow one of the guards up the stairs. You're just waiting in a very kind of Spartan room. It's
Yeah.
basically just like a few waiting chairs and stuff. Um, and then the door opens, and sort of like the classic wizard, no conical hat necessarily, but long sort of actually like brown beard. This wizard looks younger than you would expect from a wizard, in a tallest part of a tower, that sort of thing. He's probably in his 40s. And he opens up the door. He's got like a nice sort of like purple kind of long robe. He looks very comfy and cozy. And he says, "Yes, you want to see me? What'd you say your name was? Gruff?
Yeah, Griff
Hmm.
Sharpeye.
Come in, Griff. What can I do for you?"
I've got and he pulls them out of the pack. I've got these arrows. They look a bit special, and I thought somebody with your skills might be able to identify them.
Hmm. Yes, let me see those. And he sort of just does a little bit of a hand wave over them, and sort of just looks at them. He's like, yes, these are quite nice. A little bit of a slight magic imbuement to them. Um,
Ah,
this is nothing quite that special, but all very nice craftsmanship all the same. And he sort of passes it back to you. Basically, mechanically, these are +1 arrows.
cool.
Um, so +1 to attack and +1 to damage. Um,
Nice.
and for identify, or how much he charges. We'll saying the first time's discounted, and I'll say, I don't know, 40 silver pieces, 10 silver per arrow.
Yeah, well, okay then. Right, seems to be yeah, go on then.
Perfect. Thank you. Anything else?
Um no, might I say you must be quite an achiever. I mean, uh wizard in this tower at your age?
Yes, I've done quite a lot in my life to get to
Hmm.
where I am. If you do the same, you'll get far as well.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Hmm. Is that all?
Um Yeah, Griff is struggling to try and have a conversation with this guy who seems very boring. So yeah, that's all. Thank you very much. And your help is much appreciated.
I'm sure it is. Goodbye, Gruff. I'm
Yes.
sure I'll see you again with more fantastic items.
Well, I hope to be able to bring you something worthy of your attention.
I certainly hope so. And he just sort of closes the door in your face while you're still kind of like halfway through goodbye. And
Yep. Bloody wizards. Um. So with that, what time of day is it?
So you've gone through and talked to a few different people, done shopping. I'll say you probably got up around 7 or 8. So let's say it's probably around. Let's say we're around lunchtime. That sound
Yeah.
fair? Yeah.
So I think he's going to try and round up the crew.
Okay. Yeah. So you're
Um.
able to get everybody. You're able to get all of them together. Eidos, Bari, the three guys with Elmo, Alan,
Yeah.
and they're all happy to be there. They're all at the beckoning bench. We going out today? You going out today, boss?
Well, I think we should. We don't want to leave the Moathouse too long, do we? I mean, we left the tables and the chairs down the stairs, and hopefully nothing's escaped or nothing's gone down and plundered. So I think it's time we went back, seeing an old friend.
Ooh, fantastic! Great. I almost just says I was just getting bored. Let's head out.
Yeah, and I'm sure we can get something as well. Just another day's pay is all good in it.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, yesterday's pay was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, boss. Elmo says, and you see the others kind of shoot him a look, seeing their pay versus his. They don't know exactly how much he got, but they know he got a lot more than they did. Yeah, everybody sort of grabs their gear and gets ready to head out.
That was only half a day as well. I think we came back before lunchtime, and you still got a full day, so it's not bad, is it? Not bad.
Not bad at all. And Alan's like, "Woohoo! I can't wait to prove myself again, boss.
Well,
I'm gonna kill 3 things today."
Well, yeah. I mean, let's hope you do. But as I said before, you make sure you stick with Elmo, do what he says.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, boss. Yeah, that sounds good. He's sort of like a little bit. You can see like he's sort of like kind of with his spear, kind of doing little motions, like yeah, yeah. Meanwhile, like Eidos, who's sort of the same age, much more disciplined, is kind of just rolling his eyes
Mm.
at the lack of discipline in Alan's behavior.
I
Um,
want to know why Alan has got a normal name and everybody else has got a strange name. Anyway, we got Eidos, Giroux, Turgeon,
Even
Alan.
Elmo's kind of weird because
Yeah,
I've never known anybody called Elmo except for the fucking little red puppet. So it's always just funny that it's like a big buff
yeah.
dude with an axe named Elmo. But yeah, you guys head off. And let's see here.
I'm just gonna grab another pencil.
Absolutely, not a problem.
Reinforcements.
And yeah, you make your way through this through the roads without any sort of anything of real note. You do see a few groups of people here and there that walk by, sort of give you a nod. Some of them look like just travelers, some look like pilgrims. Nothing you haven't seen so far. Like it's not exactly a very populated area, but every once in a while you do see a person here or there on the road, but nothing of real value. And you make it to the top part of the Moathouse. It looks like overall, you're just outside at the gatehouse. The bodies of the bandits are still there, just kind of in the moat, kind of just lapping up against the surface. And you kind of walk through, and you're sort of like in the courtyard and that great hall area. And it seems pretty quiet up here. What do you want to do, Martin?
Well, Griff will just turn to everyone and say, "Well, give me a minute. I'm just going to check the place out, make sure we've not got any unexpected visitors. And yeah, as before, if it all goes badly wrong, drag us out, will you?"
Sounds good. Yeah. So what do you want to do? Where are you going?
He's just going to sort of sneak into the main hall and just check no one's been there.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me a sneak check.
There we go. That is an 8.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so you sneak into the main hall, and I would say this is. I'll just basically put this with a nose check almost. You can see that there's definitely fresh tracks going through here. And also you see some splintered wood on the ground. And you sort of walk over towards the steps, and all that stuff you put in the way is all either smashed or moved. It looks like several groups, or like, no, sorry, not several groups, several people, at least in one group, or several different people across different groups have gone through here, and unbarred the way that you put up.
Yeah. And does it look like there's been any activity sort of west or south to the other areas that we cleared out?
Overall, it looks like a lot of it is just going through the Moathouse.
Yeah.
I would say if you follow the tracks, it looks like it goes from downstairs out through the main hall and then out of the Moathouse off into the wilderness. I would say that you notice many different sorts of foot tracks. Several of them look like they're barefoot, but they don't look like human. They look almost like human-esque. Sort of like almost like if you had like a human foot with like claws on it.
Yeah.
And a few boots here and there, but overall, yeah.
So Griff will let everybody know that yeah, it looks like somebody's been here. Our chairs and tables have been moved, so certainly doesn't seem to be a quiet place.
No, Elmo looks kind of concerned by this. He says, you see him sort of point to a few different ones. Yeah, sir, I count at least six or seven different individual tracks here. You know, it's a decent sized group going through.
Well, okay. Do you think we should have a go at the lizard, or will we leave that thing alone?
Honestly, it's up to you, boss. I mean, we don't necessarily want sneaking up on us. Or coming at the worst kind of time. But at the same time, it is just a beast. Hasn't done us anything wrong. Hasn't done us any wrong, right? So,
yeah. You know what? Let's leave it for now. If we kill anything, and I'm sure we probably will, we can drag whatever it is back up, chuck it in there, close the door, open the door, and shoot it or something.
Yeah, I mean that's absolutely a strategy, sir. If you do want to deal with that lizard, I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, assuming no one else has killed it, I'm sure it's doing all right on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. Well, there seems to be quite a lot of stuff sort of coming in, going out, up and down them stairs. So why don't we try those secret ones in the corner that we found? Because I don't reckon they'll have been used as much.
Okay. Sounds good.
So that's what he'll do. He'll lead the group over to the secret stairs in the corner of the Moathouse.
Okay. I'm just gonna see where that. So you're going to that room 7 there. You're going through that door.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. I'm just gonna check to see where that leads to. Hopefully the book actually tells me.
Cool.
I don't think it does.
Oh no.
Okay. I'm just gonna check out the next area because I think it might show me that way. Okay, yeah, I think I found it. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's where it is. I'm just gonna see if I can grab your character.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see anything at all?
I can see a small flight of stairs and a Griff.
And a room. Perfect. Okay. I believe that's where that leads to. So yeah, so what do you want to do? You sort of head down. The rest of the group is kind of behind you on the stairs. I'm not going to put all the guys in here right now because it's such a small area, but they're basically all next to you or near you or up a little bit. What do you want to do, Martin?
That's cool. I can only literally see where Griff is and the stairs and nothing around him at all.
Yeah. Did you want to search or did you want to do anything or?
Yeah, he's gonna.
Sort of looks like a dead-end room.
Search around and see what he can see.
Okay. Yep. Do you want to give me a notice check?
Yep.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a 5.
Yeah. You look around. Don't forget you can re-roll these because of your expert class if you would like to re-roll that
Oh,
per
yes.
scene. Yeah. So you want to give me a
I've
re-roll?
forgotten that. That was rubbish. Oh,
Okay,
7
actually
is
7.
better than a
Okay.
5.
Yeah. So with 7, what you do notice is on the left, right here.
Hmm.
You see what looks like a sort of secret door. It looks like one of the bricks is more worn than the rest of them. It looks like it's like it can be pressed on. Um, excuse me. And yeah, so it looks like you have a little secret room there, or a little secret door.
Cool. So Griff will, I'm assuming everyone else is kind of still up the stairs, creeping down after Griff.
Yeah.
Got a secret door here. I reckon, yeah, if we're careful, we might even get the jump on something if it's behind the door.
Okay. So
We'll open the door.
you open the door. Are you doing it? Are you gonna try and open it sort of sneakily? Because it is a
Yeah.
secret door. It's all brick, so it's a little bit rough to make it quiet. So if you want to give me a
Yeah.
sneak check just to see if you can like push it but not make too much noise doing it. Okay.
Was a 4.
So, yeah. So you open that door, and
Kicks it open
oh
with a
boy,
4.
let's see how this let's see how this goes.
Oh no.
Um, okay. Okay. So you open the door, and with a sort of stony creak of stone on stone where it goes, you open it to this room, and you see what turns around just as you do that from the noise, a massive ogre, um, with a massive, big sort of axe in its hands, looks over with, huh? And he starts moving towards you.
Hmm. Um, Griff is going to say to the others, right, up the stairs, quick.
Mmm, fresh meat. And he starts going after you, and like he puts his big arm through through like the door. He obviously can't get in, but his
Yeah.
arm is long enough to basically reach inside that little cavity that you're in. Um, what are you gonna try and do? Are you gonna try and just sort of like jump out of the way or like escape it?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna try and fight him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Get up the stairs.
I would say give me would be a good one for this. I would say actually I guess give me an evasion save.
Yeah.
As this massive green arm comes through like the doorway. Feel like okay, yeah. So you yell to the guys to sort of go up the stairs, and as you say that, as you go like, guys, we better, and then like this arm sort of grabs you like right at the chest, and you feel the massive strength of his hands sort of like starting to press down onto your like you start to feel like your chest almost compress, and you hear almost go, oh god, the boss has been grabbed. Wait, we gotta help him. So we'll go into initiative here, Martin.
Cool. 1d8 plus 1. Although I was hoping that we'd sort of sneak in the back entrance of the
I
bottom
know.
bit of the dungeon, but no.
So you go first because you guys
Oh,
you tied, and players always go first and towards that number. So
yeah.
yeah, what do you want to do, Martin?
I think he's just gonna get his dagger and try and stab this thing.
Okay.
Oh, he's got a hand axe. He'd probably use the hand axe.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just grab your hand axe and you start trying to chop at the arm.
Yeah. Get off me. Ooh.
Ooh, nice hit.
Ooh.
Ooh, really nice hit. Holy shit. Okay, yeah. So you hear him yell out as your axe just goes deep into his flesh over and over again into his arm. You start to see sort of blackish red blood start splurting out all over you and your nice new armor. Okay. And this is a
I
pretty
just bought this.
yeah. Oh no. You can definitely tell that like it's you're seeing all the different cracks and crevices that are in your armor now as you sort of feel like the hot blood kind of start pouring through. And Elmo comes up next to you with his big axe. And he starts hacking at the guy. and he misses. But you do feel the strength that's sort of holding on to you sort of weakening. I don't know if you're yelling out any orders or not to anybody. Right now, it's a little bit hard for anybody to really get in here, but Bari's going to try and let off a shot. And it seems like he's kind of trying to aim for, like, the inside of the elbow.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he hits a pretty good shot. You see, like, an arrow go flying right past your neck into, like, sort of the, I guess, the underflesh of this ogre's arm, and the arrow kind of just goes right through, and he screams out. And you're sort of, you get, like, one last good sort of hack into the arm, and, like, the fingers kind of let go of you, and you're able to sort of walk yourself back from it. What do you want to do here, Martin? Because you still have your movement.
Yeah, so he's going to shout, well, I reckon we can take this thing, don't you?
And, like, the ogre is just, like, bleeding and in pain. And Elmo says, yeah, we might be able to. But, you know, if he gets one shot on us, he might, you know.
Come on. No, we can do it.
All right. And he sort of yells to one of the guys. There's only basically space for one more of the guys to get in here.
Yeah.
And so who do you want, who do you want coming in here? Do you want Alan, Eidos, or one of the three?
Let's go for one with no name.
Okay, yeah. So we'll throw Devin in there because we got
Devin, yeah.
For anybody who's just coming in, we have Devin, Eric, and Gregory who are kind of just like the
Red shirts.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. They're the bargain bin ones that just came along with Elmo. So Devin runs in with his spear and goes to strike at the ogre with it. And how much is that? What's the AC for that? Okay, so he doesn't hit, unfortunately, but he is not looking too hot though at all. Anyway, from all these attacks, he's actually so the ogre's turn. He starts to back off quite a bit because he's bleeding profusely from his arm, and he just sort of backs away. But he tries to get sort of like almost like a swing in with his big axe on Devin as he moves backwards. And so he is going to swing. Oh my God, you are so lucky. Yeah. Yeah, so the axe kind of just like sparks off the top of the door jamb because he's sort of like in the other room and you guys are in that other room, so he just sort of smashes some of that. Sparks go off, some of the rock dust kind of goes flying, and he sort of just backs away, and he runs sort of back behind sort of these pillars over here. Yeah. So you are still able to see him. He's pretty big. He's not trying to like hide behind it like as if you can't see him. He's more just trying to use this for as much cover as possible, and sort of try and get you guys in the room. But that's his turn. What do you guys want to do?
Right, come on, guys, we can do it. Elmo, you hold back. If he comes towards us, you know what to do. Same with you, Devin. Ari, you and I, we're gonna let one off.
Okay, sounds good. Yep, and feel free to fire off. I'll do one for Bari, and you can do yours.
Oh, never mind. 14, does that hit?
14 does not hit, unfortunately. And Bari doesn't hit either. Both your arrows kind of just sort of bounce off of the stone pillar in front of him. And you sort of hear this ogre go, "Wait. Wait. No hurt."
Put your axe down.
Okay. And he drops the big axe, and he's just, you see him sort of holding his arm. He says, "Please, no hurt."
Right. Are you gonna let us through?
I can't. They killed me.
Who kill you?
The beautiful one. The beautiful one will kill me.
The beautiful one? Is like a... Is that another ogre?
No, he man. He like you.
And you didn't kill him?
No, he give me meat.
Right, okay. If I give you meat, will you kill him?
How much meat?
How much meat do you want?
I
Do you eat lizard?
yes, I love lizard,
Ah. How
but I
about a big...
cannot kill beautiful man. Beautiful man treat me well.
Well, how about we give you a big lizard and we'll help you kill him?
Mm, but I like beautiful man. I don't want to hurt. You give
Right.
me lizard and maybe I let you through.
Okay.
But you must
Whereabouts?
promise you no hurt
Go on.
beautiful man.
I'm sure we can promise something for you. Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't hurt anybody that, you know, wouldn't hurt us if you know what I mean. So you stopped, we stopped.
Yes, and he sort of comes out from behind the pillar, and you see him sort of grab like a hide off of like the floor and start like wrapping up his wounds.
Yeah. Right. Well, so you'll let us through if we get you a lizard.
Yes, that sounds fair. That's good deal.
And if we wanted to talk to this beautiful man, can you tell us where he is?
Um, he says what would he say? Um, he says yes. Beautiful man. South of here. I don't know where exactly. I'm I'm not allowed to leave this room and the room next to me.
And so I can see a door in the
Yeah.
if
Yeah, you're looking also, if
is
you want
that
to move
one
your
there?
character in there, by the way, if you want to see this
Okay,
room.
cool.
Because I imagine
Yeah,
you're sort of through a little bit at least.
yeah.
So you can see there's two doors.
Okay, yeah,
I don't know if you can see both of them or not.
yep.
Um,
What's in the corner of the room? The top
the corner of
right.
the room there. Let's see here. Um, so you see basically a large wooden chest, bunch of old clothing and skins, and yeah, that's basically what it is. It's basically like a giant pile of junk. This looks like this ogre's stuff.
Oh, there's probably some tasty bits in there, but we won't
I mean, I will say this ogre looks
steal
very
stuff.
hurt. Like you can tell
Yeah.
that he is. As you would know, ogres don't often give up, but this guy, from all the
Mm.
attacks and all the blood he's lost, like there's a lot of blood on the ground. Like you've probably like felt a little bit of it soak into your boots a little bit. He is not in a good way. If you wanted to, you absolutely could try and take advantage of the situation if you wanted to be that cruel.
No,
But yeah.
Griff is from his past. He's fed up with people just taking advantage of other people, so he's gonna do the nice thing and let him live. Damn
um,
backstory.
he says he says oh, where is it? My name Lubash.
Lubash. Okay, Lubash. Couldn't have been like
What's your name?
Fred or John or anything. No. Griff. Griff. Griff's
Griff.
my name.
Nice to meet Griff.
And you, Lubash. Um. Did you know about that door over there? And he points at the secret door.
Yes, and there is also, I believe, door on other side too. He sort of points to like the opposite wall from that one, like the on the other side of the secret door you found.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for letting me know. Well, I'll tell you what then. We'll pop back in a bit with a lizard. We might not come back straight away, but we'll be back with a lizard, and then you can let us through.
That sound good. Thank you.
Right. Well, you wrap yourself up there and do whatever you do.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so you and the group sort of exits and goes upstairs.
So well, we're gonna check out this door that's the other side of.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so now you know where that it's there. If you want to just move
Yeah.
your character there, and I will
Yep.
open it for you. You see that it leads to steps. Um, let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, I believe those are steps that lead upwards, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Or actually, no. Oh, sorry, looks like they go down. The layout of this old thing is not the easiest to parse, but I'll say there are stairs that lead to a hallway, and that'll be
Yeah.
that's what matters the most, really.
Um.
Yeah.
So Griff will say, well, you guys just follow me. I'm gonna sort of go ahead,
Okay.
and he will do that.
Sounds good. Yep. So you just sort of go ahead there. Um.
He's sneaking along. And he's sneaking around the corner. There we go. I'll leave him there for now.
Okay. Just gotta find one spot. Sorry, this layout is strange. Okay, there we go. I see. I see. Okay, yeah. So you head down the hallway bit. You can move yourself further down if you want. And you sort of come to what looks like a fork in this hallway. You see it goes off to just. I'll be going off of like the map, so it's easier. You see there's an area that goes off to the right and an area that goes down,
Okay.
and it looks very like serpentine like.
Interesting.
And if you ever want to check for anything, let me know if you're checking at all for anything, particularly like traps or you know.
I'm gonna say he's keeping an eye out. He's not he's not going mad every step of the way, not doing
Mm-hmm.
like an exhaustive check. He's just if
Yeah,
there's
if
anything
you want to
obvious.
describe yeah, just describe to me what you're doing as you're going down this hallway and stuff. Like, are you like
Yeah,
checking with the seam of your knife, or like the knife for seams? Like, what are you doing exactly to check this?
nothing like that. So basically, he's got the rest of the party about 10 foot behind him. The idea is that he's just going to sneak, and if he sees anything, in terms of creatures, he'll sort of turn around and hang on a minute, and we're going to try and maybe get the jump on them if it looks like something we can take, or maybe we'll just turn around and run away if it isn't.
Okay,
So that's that part of it. And in terms of traps, I mean, he's aware that he's in a dungeon and stuff could happen, so he's just gonna sort of look on the floor for any, I don't know, strange markings. So that could be a stone that's a slightly lighter color or depressed. And same with the walls. If there's any like circular holes that look like spears or whatever might be sort of shooting out at a moment's notice, then hopefully he'll spot that, but he's not doing anything more. So he's not tapping the ground. He's not doing anything like that.
okay, sounds good. Um,
Checking for traps light.
perfect. Yep. Okay. Um, so yeah, so give me a nose check, um, Martin.
Not bad. 9.
Okay, yeah, actually good. Yep, that's enough. So you were just down at like sort of like at the fork in this hallway, and you just see on the wall to your left looks like another sort of secret door. I'll just open it there for you so you can see which one I'm talking about. I don't know if you saw it there when I opened it.
Yep.
And it looks like again similar to the other one. It's just sort of notice there's stone that's been worn more than other parts of the stone, and you sort of push it in and open it, and you see that it leads to this room here. It looks like just like a very small sort of stone room, and it looks like I think your character probably can't see it, but it looks like it curves off to the left a little bit at the end of it.
Okay. So Griff will start gesturing with his hands that he's found a secret door, and everyone's just to follow him.
Yeah,
at a distance.
sounds
We'll
good.
assume they've got some sort of hand signals agreed between them.
Okay, sounds good. I always love looking at your face bar when I roll. Yeah.
What's gonna happen
But yeah, so yeah, they hear you and they sort of move up next to you, though keeping a good distance and sort of fan out enough to sort of keep an eye on all directions. And what do you want to do, Martin?
Then move slowly and carefully into the room.
Okay, so you move into this room slowly and carefully, and you can just go to the end there. So this is a very small room. It's sort of like an L-shaped room, and you see at the end of that L, as you sort of turn the corner, it looks like there's a massive winch here.
Okay.
And you see that the chains kind of go up into the stone, and you're not really quite sure what this winch is for. There's nothing in particular in this room that makes it look like it's for anything in this room, and you haven't so far passed anything that you could tell that this winch would be for. It looks like sort of like a gate winch, like sort of like for a portcullis.
But the chains go up rather than down.
Well, it's more like the chains, like they go up into stone, as in like you can't really tell where they lead off to, like what the system is for. Is what more I mean, where it's like you can't obviously tell what this might be pulling for, or that sort of thing.
Griff will make a mental note of the fact that he's found some winch with some chains.
Sounds good.
And he will go back.
And one thing too I've added, just because I use this version because it has the room names there, so you're also able, if you want to, for your notes, write down the room name, like to make it easier if you go like, oh, by the way, in room whatever.
Yeah.
Just so it's easier for you. But yeah.
Oh, sounds good.
So yeah, so you go back out of that small room, and you still have the hallway that goes off and snakes to your left, and also snakes off to your right. Which way do you want to go?
I think off to the right.
Off to the right. All right. Yep. Yeah. Keep going down. You sort of kind of slowly make your way. And your group is kind of falling behind you again. Sort of that 10-foot back kind of thing. You guys are all sort of snaking through this little labyrinth-like area. And so when you come to the end of this room, or end of this hallway, rather, to your right, you see what looks like 3 different doorways. If you want to move your character up a little bit, you can. To the end of the hall there. Yeah. You see it looks like there is a hallway up north. And to the east, there are 3 different doors.
So Griff is going to... It looks like he can see some light to the north, which probably means there's something up there. So he's going to signal everybody just to kind of hold back, and he's going to sneak up there and see if he can see what it is.
Okay. This is going to be interesting.
Very sneakily.
Ooh, okay. So... do you want to give me a sneak check?
I think that was a bad number.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
9.
So, here's what's interesting. You can move yourself up to the top there, to that hallway. Yeah. Did you tell your group to stay back a bit, or did you tell them to keep moving with you? Okay. So
hang back and hide.
So you can see what's going on in this room up there. You can see what look like a group of hairy humanoid creatures. Some of them are reveling, some of them are drinking, some are just sort of sitting around, chatting and such. Your sneak is high enough that they haven't noticed you, except, unfortunately for you, they have one guard sort of posted, who is right here when you sort of turn the corner, and he sort of goes like, what do you want to do? Like, he's noticed you, but you have been sneaking enough to get a surprise on him if you want to try and take him down before he alerts the others. But he just sort of went, as he saw you.
Yeah. Let's see if we can take him out with an arrow.
Okay, yeah. And so these creatures look somewhat dog-like. They have sort of red, matted fur. Not quite, in case where your brain's going, not quite hyena-like, more like a mixture of a weird mammal and humanoid, and probably the smell hits you before you see them even. But yeah, so would you say you wanted to do, Martin?
Yeah, try and take him out with an arrow.
Okay, yeah. So you immediately just grab, you have your bow out and arrow ready, and you just fire off a shot.
Yep. I'm going to use a +1 arrow, so I don't know if this adds it automatically. It won't, will it? So
it won't, but it's just +1, so yeah, cool. I'll just add to it.
Yeah, let's do that afterwards. Oh
boy. Okay, nice. Let's see here just to make sure. That's actually a 15.
And a 10, presumably, with a +1.
That does hit. And how much damage? 9. Yeah, so the weird humanoid creature goes, ooh, ah, as like the arrow just like pierces its windpipe. And it puts out one hand on the wall as it sort of just starts kind of falling to its knees, and collapses. The others are like sort of laughing and going like over some joke one of them said. You can tell, oh right, you're a character who can speak basically every language, right? Because of your foci that you chose.
Yes.
So I'll just say it because this will probably reveal lots of stuff that you can tell. These creatures are obviously bugbears. And
Okay.
one of them just sort of told some sort of joke. You didn't find that funny. It's sort of like, even though you understand what he's saying, this is sort of like a lost in translation kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's also obviously a very vile and grim joke, but they're all sort of laughing at whatever they said. You can tell that one looks much bigger than the others. And the other ones are sort of just laughing and chatting about whatever. They haven't quite noticed you yet. And the one that you did notice you is obviously now dead on the ground. However, he's not too far away from them, so it might not be too long before they notice their collapsed companion in the hallway.
So how many of them are there?
From what you can see, actually, yeah. So let's see here. What can your character actually see from this part? From what you can see, it looks like there's 4 of them, but you heard a few other laughs from the corners, so you would guess there's probably more than that in that room.
Right. Is there any crap in the room that we're in, just like boxes or anything like that?
In the room that you're in, no, it's actually quite bare. There's a a few odds and ends here, maybe like an old moldy blanket or like some dirt and moss and stuff. But overall, it's a pretty barren stone room.
Ooh. Yeah. What to do? So.
Yeah, and I will say, like you said, you only have a little bit of time before that body is noticed.
I was really hoping to sort of put some sort of rope, tripwire type thing, tied between something and something, but it doesn't seem to be something to tie a rope onto. So we probably won't be doing that. Shit. Okay, so here's a plan. So he's going to say to Elmo, "Hey, Elmo, I think we can take these guys out. If you stand in the middle of the room there, other guys, you can flank him, and Barry, what we're going to do is we're going to fire off an arrow. Here, have one of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I want it back.
Yeah.
And we're going to take out some guys that we can see.
Sounds good. And one thing to not forget is that Elmo also has a bow. So if you did want him to fire off a shot, don't forget that he does.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I shall lend Elmo an arrow as well.
Okay.
And we're gonna.
Oh, there's Bar. Okay.
Fire them in there.
So one thing I'll do here, so I got Bari here, and Elmo's there. So those guys they're both gonna fire with you. Right? Is that the plan, or is Elmo gonna have his axe out?
No, we'll do that.
Yeah,
and we'll leave Alan at the back.
Alan in the back, and so is the plan here to fire off, and if they come after you, sort of run behind the spear line of Eidos, Devin, Eric, Gregory, and then I guess Alan to an extent also in the back. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
How can I try and use my sniper's eye and get one of them?
Okay, you know what? I'll say this. How about? That's tough. Give me another sneak check. We'll see if you can sneak. Then I'll say you'll have enough time for a minute to sort of line up your shot on the big guy. Okay. Yep. 9 is good. I'll take 9. That's a solid one. You're able to sort of just kind of line up your shot, and sort of get it ready. I'm assuming you're going for the big guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
May as well.
So the execution attack. And do you when you do your execution shot, do you want Elmo and Bari to also fire off at 2 of the lesser guys? Is that the plan?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, sounds good. So the thing with execution attack, I believe, because of your sniper's eye, you roll 3d6.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, gain shooter's bonus skill when making a skill check for a ranged execution attack or target shooting. Roll 3d6 and drop the lowest die. And Bari and Elmo will fire off at the 2 other guys at the table that are sitting with him. And so basically to set the scene for anybody who's listening to this in audio version, basically they're looking into a room. There's a big sort of wooden table with like a bunch of torches and stuff and lamps. And there's a big chieftain guy there. There's 2 smaller guys next to him. And there's a few guys like on beds in the back and around the room. And right now you are aiming for the big guy. So give me your check and I will roll for Bari and... I should also just check one thing. But yeah, feel free to roll whenever.
Cool. So this is just 3d6. And is it like, how do these work? Is this a difficulty check?
Yes. Yeah. Instead of an attack roll, this is like a skill check basically.
Cool. So that's a total of 7. No,
So
what happened there? Sorry. What happened? What did I roll? So I rolled
So
two
you,
threes and a one, so it's a 6.
oof. I
It's probably
guess
a fail.
I think yeah, because I think also your rerolls only count for non-combat rerolls. I believe
Yeah,
the extra ones.
yeah.
Um, well, let's just see here real quick. Setting up position type versus full man fruition. Or going to do. Um. Do do do. Yeah, so the difficulty was 8, unfortunately.
hmm
So that's unfortunate. Um, so what I will say though, because it is a 6, you still did pass. I will say that you still hit, but it will just
Cool.
be normal arrow damage. It won't be just a straight up
Sounds
kill.
good.
You sort of miss, and I'll also have Bari and and Elmo fire off their shots. So Elmo fires, and Bari fires his. Oh boy, this is not going well. Okay,
Oh,
well
that's okay.
Bari's still shooting solid. Okay, so if you want to just roll me the damage for your bow, Elmo just hits one of the lamps on the table, and Bari his shot strikes true and kills one of the smaller guys.
So
Okay,
that would be a 4.
four
4
damage.
damage.
Okay, yeah, so you put 4 damage into the big guy, and he yells out while one of his companions gets a shot to the head, and he just falls down on the table as if he was drunk. And you hear like a war cry from all of them as they all just yell and get up at this sudden attack. And we'll go into combat here. So give me your initiative.
Oh, hopefully we don't all die.
Oh
Oh
boy.
no.
Oh boy. Oh my god, you are so lucky.
Oh,
Marn rolled a 2 and I rolled a 1. Okay, so you
is that
go first.
possible? Cool.
um,
So it's got to be another arrow, I think.
yep, sounds good.
I think we're out of arrows +1, so these are normal ones.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Oh,
Oh boy.
12? Does 12 hit?
Actually, that let me just check here real quick. 12 does not hit, unfortunately.
Ah, never mind.
But so yours goes long, and then Elmo and Bari will fire off their shots. There's Elmo.
Oh dear.
There's Bari. Oh
Good
god, yeah.
God.
So all your arrows. I guess you guys all got kind of worried as they all went raw. And got up, and your arrows went far. Right now, are you guys moving back behind the spear line as the spear line moves forward, or what's the plan? What do you want to do with the guys with spears?
I think we're going to move kind of alongside them so we can all, yeah, join in.
Yeah, oh, basically it's your order, so however you want them to do this, if like,
Yeah.
so you can feel free to move them around.
So Elmo is going to, hang on, let me zoom in because I can't see who's here. Yep. So we'll have Elmo towards the front.
Okay.
And I'll be towards the front, and we'll move Bari towards the back.
Okay, sounds good. And everybody's because we don't need perfect mixing here, but so basically you're just one big group of spears, and all right, sounds good.
Stuff.
Yeah, perfect. All right, so we'll just we'll do like this.
So, if possible, we will hold. I don't know if the guys can sort of hold an action so that if the bugbears come at them, they can strike.
Yeah, I think we can do that. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I will say this is the thing with this is where it's hard when it's 2 of us. But there are a bunch of different actions you can do in combat as a group that can be helpful for these sorts of situations. For example, screening an ally. You can have if you want your guys, if you want Devin and Eric and Gregory, if you want them to screen you, so they go for you in the front, then they might have to attack them instead. There's that sort of thing. There's also total defense. So there's a few different things you can do, but if you want to just keep it simple, we can just have them attack once they get into range, and we can do it that way.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
And what I'll need to do before next time is read the combat section.
Don't worry about it. It's I'm gonna grab that cheat sheet that Wizard has, where it's just shows you all of them. But yeah, no, there's a bunch of different things you can do. But yeah, so you just have them sort of hold an action and get ready for the bugbears to get close to
Yeah.
hit them. And just to make it clear, yeah, Elmo, Griff, and Barry all already went with their main action this turn.
Yep.
But yeah, so coming down the the tunnel here, let's see. Do they have ranged weapons? They do not. They all
Good.
pull out clubs and swords. And you see the big guy sort of leads the charge. And you see several smaller guys come with them. And they all make it down towards you guys. And they just sort of like smash against your line of spears. I guess we can do the attacks here. I'll say they all sort of come together. What do you want them to focus on the big guy, or do you want them to spread out their attacks, try and take out the small guys first? What was your sort of main order, would you say, Martin, for getting rid of these guys? There's 4 small guys and 1 big guy.
So ultimately, me and Elmo are going to go for the big guy, and the others will take off one of the small guys per flank.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So
yeah. So next turn you guys will do that because you guys have already used up your turn firing, so you guys can wait for that. But yeah, so you have basically Eidos, Devin, Eric, and Gregory, and potentially Alan if you want Alan to get into the melee. But if you want Alan to stay back, then Alan can stay back.
We'll let Alan stay back.
Okay, yeah. So you order Alan to stay back, and he sort of begrudgingly does, but he sort of keeps ready in case any of them break through and go for him. Okay, so so we have the other 4. And so, sorry, what did you say the order was for the 4? Just go for anybody or focus on the big guy?
We'll have Devin and Eidos going for that one there, the one on the extreme left, and Gregory and Eric will go for that one there.
Okay, sounds good. So, Devin and Eidos go for that guy. So, Eidos goes a spear. Ooh, nice hit.
Ooh.
Okay, so let's see here. Actually, is that enough? It's not enough to kill him, but he does get a good spear in. So that's Eidos, and then Devin joins up with another spear attack at the same time.
Ooh.
Okay, and that will be enough. Yeah, that's enough, and so that takes him down. So that's the left guy gone. They both spears go into him as soon as he runs up. And then Gregory and Eric go for the other far right one. So Gregory attack, and they both have the same stats, so oof. So, and unfortunately their AC is just high enough to avoid the shock damage, which is unfortunate. But their spears do not meet, unfortunately. All right, so now it's the attacks for those creatures. We'll go, the far right one's going to go for Gregory first. And he's got a big club. Okay, and he misses. And then the next one, who's got a sword, tries to stab Gregory as well. Ooh, boy. Okay. So this one, I believe that might kill Gregory. Let's see, Gregory, how much health do you have? Oh, boy, yeah. Not only that, the other one, yeah. So the shockwave damn near killed him. Yeah, so you see Gregory stops a big club attack and then turns just to have his head sliced right off by the other one, and Gregory is dead.
Is he dead or?
Oh, he's dead. His head is now rolling on the floor.
All right, okay.
Yeah, he is. There's no surviving for that one, unfortunately. Okay, and then it's the other one, the other small one, who's going to go for Devin, who just stabbed him or stabbed his buddy. So he also has a club, so he's going to try and bonk Devin. Misses. Devin's able to sort of kick him back. And then it's the big guy, who is going to go for 1-2. He goes for you. 3-4. He goes for Elmo. Okay, Yay. So he's going for you. And he's got a sword as well. I'm going to use this. I think there's there. Yeah. So he's going to. Okay. And you're able to sort of parry his attack. And you have 16 AC, so his shock also does not hit you. As you sort of stop him and sort of kick him back as well with his companion. Okay. And now it is your turn. Your group's turn.
You can't go killing our party like that. Woo. And he's gonna furiously axe the guy to hopefully death.
Are you gonna axe the guy who killed Gregory, or are you killing the
He
big
is.
guy?
That's probably not
Yeah.
technically a good move, but he's gonna.
I mean,
He's gonna try and avenge Gregory.
getting rid of action economy is really good, and
Yeah.
obviously they're probably gonna take if you get a good hit in, he might just die immediately.
Yeah.
Uh,
AC 12.
So unfortunately that doesn't hit, but you do some shock damage to him, because his AC is 14. So you get an axe in. It does bite into his armor, but you do see some blood come out. Unfortunately, he yells out. It's a pretty good deep cut, but he's still gonna live through that one. Alan yells out. He says, "Sir, do you want me to help?"
Yeah, go on.
So Alan moves forward next to you and goes in with a big sort of stab on the one who killed Gregory.
Hopefully we don't lose Alan as well.
That would be unfortunate. So Alan also misses. And also his shock is not enough to actually. His shock is too low, so he also misses, and it just sort of bites into the armor. What were your next orders for? What do you want everybody else to do?
So Elmo needs to be hitting the big guy. Barry needs to be firing an arrow at big guy, and
Okay.
Devin and Eidos can get the other one on the left.
Okay, so I'll have Bari fire off his shot first. Overall, you guys.
Ooh,
Okay, and he does hit.
Yes.
And he goes right. That arrow strikes true. It probably goes between like three of you, and hits the big guy. And he sort of holds it, the arrow like in his chest, and kind of like you see him sort of sway back and forth, and his eyes kind of look like disbelieving as the big guy kind of just falls and collapses, dead. And with that,
Not shot, Barry.
I'm gonna give a morale check to these guys. Ooh, I believe. Just one quick check on the rules, and we'll make sure that actually is, because that might actually be a morale failure.
Ooh. Cool.
Just want to make sure I have the rules correct. Morale checks are at 297. Okay. Okay. So what is their morale? Okay. I'm gonna say it's lower because actually no, sorry, it's no, they hold off. They're still there.
Okay.
Because it's 9, it has to be above them. So I thought it was 8 for a second. Okay. So they're still fighting true, and they see their leader go down, and they sort of yell out. You see there's fear in their eyes, but they almost are like egging themselves on to keep going. Okay. So that's Bari who went, and now you want Elmo to sort of probably cut down one of the other guys, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Come on, Elmo. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, Elmo just sort of immediately chops one of them in half, and he goes down. Okay, and then I'll just do Devin, Eric, and Eidos. So, Devin stabs at one. This guy's already hurt. Misses. Eric goes. Does he hit? No, he misses. And then it is Eidos. Oh my god. All these spears kind of go in, and none of them are really able to strike true. And now it's their turn. You took out another one. I'm going to give him another morale check, because now there's only 2 of them against a group of you. I think... Nope, they're still going. Okay, so
Give up, will you?
So they decide, they see sort of you as sort of in the front and kind of leader. Both of them jump at you, trying to sort of get payback, and you hear them yell, just like ah. And they both attack you. One has a sword and one has a club. So the first guy with the club swings at you, Martin. Misses. And then the one with the sword tries to get a good swing into you. and also misses. They are like just being taken over by their rage and just battering on your. Whoa, Jesus! Speaking of battering, there goes my headphones. But they start just battering on your shield, and trying and get through, but you're able to sort of hold them back. And their shock can't beat your AC either, so you are good to go. Okay, and now it's back to you guys.
So, Griff is going to say, "Oh, I told you, you should have given up." And he's going to axe one of them. Come on. Yes.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. So how do you kill this guy? Because
So, yeah, with axe, bit of fury and rage, he's going to literally bring it down and try and cleave the skull right in half.
Oh my god, nice. Yeah, so you come down as like he sort of leaves himself wide open with his rage trying to hit you. You find a grand opening and you see just brain and skull kind of shatter underneath your hit, and he goes down. And I'm just gonna say there's only one guy left. Your entire group is able to sort of just swarm him, and just spears going in, an arrow goes in, and you guys all just sort of, as a gang, just start like stabbing into the last guy, just ripping him apart, and he goes down dead.
Nice.
You see as the fight's sort of over and you guys are all sort of like raggedly breathing, you see Elmo go over towards Gregory's dead body and kind of just you see that it sort of takes off what looks like a necklace off of Gregory and puts into his pocket. From what you can tell, this is not like him looting the body. It's obviously he's going to give this back to, next of kin kind of thing. And he just sort of grabs one of the blankets that's on the ground, the moldy ones, sort of just puts it over the body. And you can see he sort of just says like a little prayer, and sort of just gets back into, in the zone of that you guys are in a dangerous spot. He says, "All right, what now, boss?"
At which point Griff is going to sort of draw himself up and, I mean, Gregory, he died a hero protecting Omelette. If only all of us could be that lucky to die in such a way. Elmo, did he believe in any particular deity?
Yeah, he says yes, he was Saint Cuthbert. He was
indeed. So I am sure that Saint Cuthbert would be looking down on him now with what they do. And I'm sure he's going to be. Clearly, he's just not very good at this.
Yeah, and Elmo sort of puts like a hand on her shoulder and kind of nods. And he sort of almost gives like a dark kind of chuckle at your sort of, I would say ineptitude, but definitely awkwardness in the face of this. And he kind of just gives you sort of like an appreciative smile and says, I think Saint Cuthbert is he is with Saint Cuthbert now. Thank you, Griff.
Well, onwards, we will get vengeance for Gregory.
Absolutely.
So most importantly, we're gonna leap the bugbears.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm assuming. You find total. 1 second here. Let me just do the math real quick. You find total on them. You find 72 silver pieces.
Ooh. Ooh, I like that.
And you see on the leader, you take off a silver necklace. It looks like there is. What is that? I'm just gonna Google this real quick. Ooh, that's nice. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Chrysoprase. Okay. It's a sort of it looks like a teal kind of stone. Might be chrysoprase. Or chrysoprase. I don't know how to pronounce it. But you see a nice necklace with 5 gems set into it. All this sort of nice teal gem. All very smooth. And you can tell that it is worth what looks like 300 silver pieces.
God. That's a good find.
And if you go up to the north chamber to see what room they're in, you can see that it looks like this is just like sort of a room for them to sort of they're almost their quarters where they're staying, their beds. You see food in the corner, barrels of like wine and other stuff. It all seems like from your checking of it, it seems like all very cheap. Some of it's even rancid or gone off. Definitely not stuff that you would want to imbibe yourself unless you were extremely hard up for a drink. And overall, just sort of looks like there's nothing else much of value here. It seems like all the value was on the persons.
Yeah.
That seems like they probably just held on to whatever treasures they found. But other than that, it looks like it's pretty barren.
We'll do the obvious check under the beds, check under the table,
Yep.
that sort of stuff, just to make sure there's nothing hidden somewhere that's tasty.
Yep. You look under everything. And yeah, no, you don't seem to notice anything. Yeah, no, you don't seem to notice anything of real value. Except I will say, maybe in the corner, probably like where like the biggest bed is, you do find what looks like a sort of tattered kind of hide. It looks like scratched into it, in sort of a primal kind of like bugbear like language. I feel like you can't necessarily make out every word,
Yeah.
but you can tell that it seems to be a thing saying, I've heard of your travels, and the work you have done for your own group, for your own people. Would you be willing to come work for me? And sort of assigned the new master.
I'm
And
going to
it
grab
seems like
this.
it's directed at these bugbears because it seems like it's sort of like in their language. It looks like it's not quite the bugbear language, but almost maybe a more archaic version of it. So you're not able to make out every word, but that's the sort of general kind of vibe you get from it.
Yeah. So we'll grab onto that because that sounds like it might be interesting later.
Mm-hmm.
And so this wine is one of the casks reasonably portable?
Yeah, I'd say if one of the casks you can grab, but that would be somebody's like held inventory. Like that, it would probably be a cask where,
Yeah.
like they don't have a shield or spear out; they just have that cask in their hand.
Yep. Okay. We'll leave that alone for now. I was
Okay.
thinking we might take some back for Lubash,
Mm.
but maybe offer him that instead of a lizard.
Nope. Sounds good.
So, we could go back via Lubash, but that seems.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
There's
know
also
why
these
we
three
would.
doors in this room if you want to check those out.
Okay, I could see two. I didn't know there was a third one, but that's cool. So
Oh,
let's.
I might have messed up the walls a bit or something.
That's good. No, it's just me. Cool. So, yeah, Griff will say to everybody, right, we're gonna go through these doors. Same as before. I'll take a look through. Barry, Elmo, you get ready with the bows just in case something comes through and I've got a duck. We'll take it from there.
Sounds
So
good.
you'll open the door at the top carefully.
Top door. Okay. What room is this? Okay.
What's behind door number one?
Yeah, so you can open up door number one there. I just want to make sure that. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so you open up door number one, and it looks like it's just a cell. You don't notice anything in there. It seems like it's just kind of it's just an empty cell.
Look at the ceiling.
Yeah, you look at the ceiling. Ceiling seems like stone like the rest of it. It seems like, from what you could gather, judging by maybe some like the more fresh blood stains on the ground, those might be sort of a place where they hold victims. Maybe for ransom or maybe for their own fun or whatever the fuck they're doing. Maybe they eat them. Who knows? But it looks like it might be some sort of holding cell.
Cool. So Griff will tell the others nothing to see there. Right, second door.
So yeah, so you open up the second door. And the door just leads to a false sort of wall. Like you open it, and you're just met with a wall, and on top of that, you hear a big blang, and sort of like a clang kind of rings out behind you. You look around, you don't see anything. It sounds like it came from down the hall, but yeah, you hear that sort of big loud reverberation.
Right, I don't quite know exactly what. So there's nothing straight ahead.
No, it's just basically imagine you
wall.
open a door and it's just wall on the other side of that door.
Yep. I don't know what we've just triggered there, but we better keep our wits about us. We need to make sure that nothing's coming up the hole The Griff's going to kind of trot back to the corridor from where they came.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how far are
Again,
you going?
Elmo and Barry behind. Just quite far back, actually. We're going to say to the fork.
Okay. Yeah, so basically when you get, if you want to keep moving up, when you get to about here,
Mm-hmm.
you can see now that blocking you off right here,
Okay.
a massive sort of grate has fallen down, sort of blocking you off from the rest of the dungeon. It does look like, from what you can tell, you missed it earlier because the bottom part of this grate has been painted to basically perfectly match the stone above.
Yep.
So it looks like it's been fully concealed.
So the theory here is this is probably what this winch is for, but the winch is our side of this door. So Griff is happy to carry on because he knows that actually now he's got some sort of grate between him and anything that might be coming up that
Mm-hmm.
corridor. Yeah, that could be completely incorrect, but that's what he thinks.
Yeah, that is what Griff thinks, huh? Okay.
He's going to wonder. That's also what I think. So
Yeah, but so you found where what fell, and now you're
yeah,
back in this room, and you only have the one door left.
and he's going to just explain to people exactly what that was. He's just going to take another look at this door here.
Yep.
And he's going to sort of tap on the wall just to make sure it's a real wall and not a false one.
Yep. So you check it. You sort of check for seams, check for anything to see if maybe it's
Yeah.
some sort of fake door that actually is a secret passage. And no, it seems like it's fully just a fake,
Okay.
a completely fake a wall or a door rather.
I don't know who built this thing. I mean, why? You just put a lever on the wall for the grate. I don't know. He just mutters around. Fucking stupid bloody dungeon designers. So last door.
Yeah, and so you open up this door, and it's pretty much identical to the top one. There's not much
Okay.
in here. It just seems to be another one of those rooms that like is just
Yeah.
was held for people. Nothing else falls. There's nothing that jumps out at you. It just seems to be a pretty boring little holding cell for probably these bugbears or something, or whatever it
So
was used for in its original purpose of this Moathouse.
yeah. Well, not much going on here then. Well, we should head back to the fork. Just take a little look down there and see what we can see. So he's gonna. Oh no. Oh.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so you head back to the fork.
Yep. It's gonna make me move this, isn't it? Every corner.
It's realism, yeah. So you head back and your party joins you, and they all looking at the grate. What do you want to do?
So, Elmo, if you can keep an eye on the grate, I'm gonna see if I can lift it.
Okay. He kind of smirks, looking at. He sort of like touches the metal. Is like, oh, it looks pretty heavy.
Not like that. Look, I've got a plan. So he's gonna go to the little winch and see if he can.
Yep. So after he makes his bad joke, you sort of just you walk away towards it, and you start trying to move the wench, or not the wench, the winch rather. Get out of here. And it seems like you're gonna need some help from your companions. It seems like this is like a really heavy one. In fact, as you're looking at the size of this thing, looks like it might be made for something the size of a big creature, like an ogre or something else. And so Elmo or Devin and Eric come over to help you,
Yeah.
and they get on their side and they start, and you guys start moving the wench slowly as it just starts slowly kind of rolling up the chain, and the grate moves back up slowly with a very loud sort of grinding noise, and then it is back up in the ceiling.
Well, I guess everybody knows we're down here. So he'll lead on again,
Okay.
and I think very, very, very slowly. Oh dear, another dice roll.
Don't worry about
I always will.
it.
And he's just going to the same as before. So he's proceeding slowly, just looking for someone if they're there, any guards, any lookouts, and any obvious traps. He's not going hell for leather on the trap detection light.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you make your way down, and you sort of get to the end of this hallway here, because basically now you've started moving south down through the southern hallway, and it sort of again snakes around quite a bit. Your companions are behind you, keeping pace with you, and you get to the end of it, which opens up into almost like a similar room as to before. You have those sort of like three prongs, like the three doors, and then you also have to the left what looks like another hallway and light coming from it. So it looks almost like the same sort of area as before, but sort of flipped on its side like 90 degrees. So what do you want to do, Martin?
Just proceed very slowly so he can get a good view of what's going on.
Okay. So yeah, you make your way down. Do you want to give me a sneak check?
Yep. One sneak check.
Ooh, nice. So I'll say you're able to sort of sneak into the middle of this room. There's lots of moss on the ground, sort of covering your footsteps quite a bit. And you are able to sort of not make any noise at all as you go down. And if you want to move your character into like the middle of the room so you can get a better view,
Yep.
you can see off to the left, you see more light coming from what looks like a much bigger fire. Shadows are being cast across the hallway here. And you can see what look like a group of sort of hyena-looking humanoids.
These are not bugbears. These look more like something else.
Yes, yeah. And also, just so you know, like any sort of classic race your character's heard of. So it's not like these are unknown to you. But they are different, and they are similarly sort of yipping at each other and chatting. And sort of going around, and it does look like some of them are picking up some weapons and gear, and it looks like they're about to go on the move.
How many of them are there?
From what you can see, let's just look at your character there. You right now can see what looks like 2 or 3. You can probably guess from the different voices yipping at each other, and for the words you can make out. There's probably about 6 to 8 of them in there, down that hallway.
Okay. That's a lot. So Griff's going to just turn around and start gesturing to go backwards.
Yep. So the group sort of stops at the hallway entrance, and you guys start moving backwards. What's the plan here, Martin? Are you guys just going to keep moving all the way back up, or what's the...
Yeah, I think we're going to go... So if these guys are moving out, we know what the lie of the land is. I'm going to assume that those 3 doors to the south of where Griff was...
Yeah,
scary dice roll.
Don't worry, keep going.
3 doors south are probably another 3 cells. Maybe, maybe not. So if they're tooling up, ready to go and do a job, they're likely to be coming up those stairs and out for all we know. So yeah. Does Griff know if there were any tracks at the entrance to the secret door in the top level?
You mean like tracks that you would think would be from these creatures, or...
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, like I said, it's probably hard to tell the exact, exact creatures there are, but judging between the bugbears and these things, there's a good chance that it's probably a mixture of both, sort of going out, maybe grabbing food, maybe grabbing victims, maybe attacking caravans, who knows. But these guys definitely look like they're pretty decently armored. Like, it's all pretty, like, pieced together stuff. But you do know these things are quite savage, and they got a nasty bite. So they are probably going out and probably doing a few like hunting trips here and there.
So I think what we're going to do is we are going to sneak back as far as where the grate came down.
Okay.
And we're just going to hide in the secret room.
Okay. Sounds good.
It's going to make me go around every corner.
Yeah, so you and your group make your way back up, and you guys go into the secret room.
Who designed this dungeon? Clearly, you could have just gone sort of... someone's actually gone out and built a corner, then another corner, then a corner, and then sort of gone straight down. It would have been much easier and cheaper just to build a straight bloody
just
passage.
A straight line, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a artistic license to do what you want with the and this guy just wanted to make the most snake-like tunnels you could make, down
And
below.
there's another one here. They could have dug another 20 foot straight on,
Yep.
or you could have
Or
turned around and then dug
you
a
know, they're
20
creating
foot and
jobs,
then
Mark. You
another.
know,
Yeah,
the union wants to make them pay for as long as they
damn right.
possibly can, and just really pad out
Pack
the
'em in.
project and contract. um, so yeah, so you and your group sort of go off and hold back. And so are you basically just trying to wait until you hear them kind of go by? Would be your guess?
Yep,
Okay.
that's it.
Sounds good. Yeah, so you wait probably about another 30 minutes or so as you made your way back all the way up there. And eventually you hear what sounds like drums and howling,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear footsteps getting louder and louder. I would say if you did keep some sort of crack to try and see if you could see through a little bit,
Yeah.
you see what looks like probably a group of about 10 to 15 of these creatures moving out.
Yes.
And
Okay.
heading out through the steps that you came in from, and they, I would say you hear, when they sort of get to the stairs over here, you hear like beating the drums stop, and you hear like howling, and then like soon after you hear a few different distinct voices kind of speaking to each other. Some of it sounds like snarling and loud, and then soon after. The beating drums begins again, and they keep moving out, and then the sounds kind of start to dissipate as they leave through that area.
They've had a chat with the ogre, I think. So very, very quickly, we're going to go back down there.
Okay.
Round all the corners.
Yep.
And there we go. Right, cool.
Yep. So you're back
Griff
here.
will say,
You can tell that the creatures that were there are no longer there.
we need to do a quick in and out here. We don't remember 10 or 15 of them. I really want to be messing with that right now, and we're man down. So
what's the plan?
Griff is going to very carelessly just kick these 3 doors open, basically. Just open them, have a quick look.
Okay.
Not taking his time, not being particularly careful.
Sounds good. So you kick open the first door here, and feel free to open that door.
Yep.
And it leads down to a hallway. You can see that the hallway goes on.
Ooh.
It seems like the whoever was designing it at this part seems to have taken your advice or got really sick of making so many quarters, because this is just one long hallway that you can see. You do see though that it branches off. I'm gonna see how much your character can actually see. Yeah, you do see that it does branch off at least twice and keeps going. So that's what you see in this first doorway.
So Griff is going to close the door.
Okay.
And he's going to go. Come on, Griff.
Oh, sorry, I was controlling you there. There you go.
Cool.
Yeah, and then you go to the middle door.
Yep.
And then you hit this middle door, and it's familiar because it's also a false door, and you hear bang, as you hear the clank of the portcullis at the top close again.
Well, that's interesting. How the hell do we get back there then?
Yeah, and then there's the third door.
Yep. And we will open that one briefly.
Okay.
It's probably not a good idea.
So, you see that this door is similar to like the or you know about the room there. It's very similar to the other ones. This one looks like it's a bit fresher. There's a bucket on the ground that's just sort of spilled over. There's nothing else in here, but it looks like this is also held captive. But from what you can guess by the very fresh blood on the ground, there was definitely some people held here recently, and they are obviously no longer here.
So Griff is gonna come on, lads. We're gonna have a quick look in this living quarters, and then we're going.
Okay. Yeah. So you go into the area there, and
It's a funny shape.
Yeah, you feel free to move through that whole room there if you want, as you sort of search around. You see, it looks like there's a bunch of sort of just like hides and stuff on the ground. It looks very similar to their room, except this one's not quite as nice. It seems like it's a lot more Spartan. It's a lot more disgusting. The smell is just sort of sticking to you and like the ground here and everywhere. It smells like wet dog, and it is quite disgusting. You see a few human like bones, like femurs and skulls, kind of look like they almost like chewed on and like just sort of licked clean. There's not much left except for them. And you're sort of just looking around underneath the hides, looking for any secret things. It seems like there's not any real like loot here, anything much of value. But do you want to give me a notice check?
Yeah. It's a funny shaped room. It's a very funny shaped room. Oh, it's not good.
Okay.
Only a 6.
So as you're searching, you were maybe perhaps too deep inside the tunnel, inside this room to really hear it, or perhaps too distracted. But you hear at sort of like the last second coming down that hallway, you hear what sounds like the howls of hyenas, and you see what look like about 8 figures coming back down the hallway towards you. And that's where we'll leave off as they howl in your direction once they spot you.
Oh dear. Cliffhanger.
Yep. That's where we're gonna end off for a day, guys.
Perfect.
Thanks a lot, Martin. That was fun.
Yeah.
This is gonna be quite interesting.
That'll be for like hours or something. Yeah. No.
I will say this looks like a smaller group, at least from the last one.
Well, that's good.
Perhaps they forgot one of their favorite bones or something.
Yeah.
Or perhaps you'll become their favorite.
Yes.
But awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm excited for next week to see where things go. You're making great progress. This is quite the fantastic little thing. You are in quite the quite the predicament. But yeah, thank you so much, Warren.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah, and thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Obviously, this video will be going up either today or tomorrow, and then the audio version will go up in the same sort of in the next few days on the podcast. So, have yourselves a good one, and we shall see you next week.
Great stuff. Cheers, guys.
Bye, guys.